I've also tried to touch on some of these topics, albeit that in a very scratch the surface way in my book. I would like to invite you to say one, maybe just one statement about how you feel about the things that I've covered in my book. And I'm happy for it to be a criticism. And, maybe this will spur us on to you contributing a chapter or something when I have the energy to push out the second book. And
Oh,
that would be super exciting. But share a little bit, like just one statement or a sentence about your book, and I'm gonna kind of learn from it. Yeah.
okay. I have it here with me, and I'm about to finish it. I've just read more than half of it, and I'm very happy with everything I've been reading on the book. And I think maybe some of the points that I really like, I don't know, come to my mind when you ask me this question is how the book was created in a very easy way to read. So it's very accessible for people from with different experiences, different ages, and even background. Like you don't need to be an architect to read and to understand and to be motivated to rethink your physical environment. And also, I think your approach on discussing our everyday environments, not just like, oh, this magnificent church or museum that I visited once. It's not like those are very important spaces too, but our everyday spaces are the ones we have more control to change and to improve. We don't need to be architects or designers to improve the environment. I can change, I don't know, the decoration here or the furniture or the color, or I can remember to open the window to let sunshine in. So I think there are these initiatives that you don't need to be an architect to do or to hire an architect to do. And your book, I think it's very inspiring in this sense. And I think also some other points that I like are more related to how interactive it is. It feels more like a conversation and not just like you're reading someone who is telling you what to do. It's more like co-creation in a way. So it's not easy to write a material in which you allow the readers to feel that they are co-creating with you. So I congratulate you for doing this because I know how challenging it is to like invite people to be more active, not just passive readers that are reading here like, oh, I really like this book, and then they close the book, it's back on the shelf, and they will never remember again. I think it's a book that instigates you to like really have a more proactive and active relationship with the book and with the physical environment. So I really like this. And I made even a note here of one part that you mentioned. I think you were mentioning your daughters, and you talk about the naivety is golden, uh, and and how children are thirsty for information.
Mm. Mm.
And I think this is something that with age and development, we tend
Mm.
to lose.
Mm.
And I was happy to read that and that you brought light into that topic, because I think we need to get back to that
Mm.
naivety that
Mm.
children have
Mm.
and
Mm.
that we once had and maybe we lost in our journeys. And when we began our conversation today, and I mentioned the importance of science to help architects, to stimulate architects and designers to make more questions, I think there is something there that we can connect with this.
Mm.
Sometimes I've heard this discourse before, like when I'm teaching or giving a talk, a lecture about neuroscience for architecture, I've heard people saying like, oh, but I've been doing this in my way for so many years and it's been working. Why should I change? So I think this is the opposite view that a child would
Mm.
have of the topic. The child will be like absorbing everything and open to changes and open to new questions and new ways of seeing things, even if they were working before. because it's not because they were working before that they cannot be improved. So, if we stay like with this closed view that it was working, so we shouldn't pay attention to this anymore, let's think about something else, maybe we're like not seeing so many other opportunities to improve, to grow, and to create better spaces. So I really liked this message that you gave at some point in the book about the importance of, I don't know, seeing the world with a child's eye, and like be really open for learning and for rethinking your ideas. And we don't need to change. Maybe we rethink of something we were doing and okay, but it was really nice indeed. Let me do more of that. But at some other points, maybe I would do less of some things I was doing because maybe for this specific context, I understand that they are not really well applied anymore. So it's always about to keep like this open mind and this naivety that children have. Like it's a challenge for us as adults. And I think this is one of the things that really caught my attention. I know it's a very small thing, but like considering the entire book, but for me, it was like one of the attention points that I was like, okay, this is really something.
Thank you very much. So amazing. And you've given such a glorious and golden, really positive comments, so much so that my head's just getting bigger. But thank you so much. And to have these words, comments and opinions from a very established person who's influencing thousands and thousands of architects, designers, practitioners, and your reach is very, very global today. I'm very grateful.